a quick movie review. I meant to talk about this movie a few weeks ago, but I just never got the chance to talk about it. The movie called The Roses, and this is starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Coleman, Allison Janney, Kate McKinnon, Andy Samberg, and several others. Life seems easy for picture perfect couple Theo and Ivy. Theo, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and Ivy, played by Olivia Coleman. Successful careers, a loving marriage, and great kids. However, a tinderbox of fierce competition and hidden resentment soon emerge when Theo's career nosedives and Ivy's own ambitions take off. Now, they was playing this trailer for the movie several times throughout the year, so I hadn't gotten able to see it. Uh, the three positives that I will say about this film. Number one is Benedict Cumberbatch as Theo and Olivia Coleman as Ivy. I think their chemistry is really nice, really solid. Oh, and if I didn't remind you guys that this is a kind of like a more of like a soft reboot or remake of the classic 1988-89 film The War of the Roses, and that was with Michael Douglas now. So that's what this film kind of follows up, and this this is a lot different than the War of the Roses that came out at that time, because number one, that felt more of like a drama and more of like a dramatic thriller. This feels more so of a comedy, but more of like a coming of age, more like a comedy, and like more addressing more of like a relationship and this couple, knowing that their careers was going in completely different directions. So that's what it kind of felt. That's what it mainly felt like from just overall the aspect of the film story. The main few positives, like I was just saying, definitely Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Coleman. Their chemistry throughout the movie was really solid. Um, I really do like Andy Samberg. He brought a lot of comedy, a lot of levity to some aspects of the film, mainly in the beginning, and then kind of like a little bit towards in the third act. I think when they all was at dinner, I thought that was really cool. Another positive that I will say is I really do like the direction. I really do like the camera work from Jay Roach. I thought that was really nice. And I also think another positive I would say is overall, I think the pacing is fine. I think the runtime and the pacing is fine. But it's going to go into my main negatives, my main cons of the film. And mainly number one is, although there are aspects of comedy that did land, um, mainly from the main couple in the movie between Theo and Ivy, the overall the comedy as a whole just to me felt a little bit flat in a lot of instances, because it felt like they were over obsessively telling jokes so much where it didn't give us enough it didn't give the audience enough time to breathe. That was a main problem that I had, and I didn't really like the rest of the supporting characters, like Kate McKinnon, for example, Allison Janney. I didn't really feel like they gave a lot of material and a lot of work to do, so I felt like the supporting cast felt a bit off-putting. It felt a bit flat to me, uh, so that would be a thing that would be a problem. And then also, I would say another big issue for me is mainly, I just thought that the third act. I feel like this movie was very predictable and very just one sided. And what I mean by one sided is you kind of just can tell throughout how things was gonna go through the ambitions of their careers, like from Theo and Ivy's perspective, like where their careers was going, where they was taken. And I felt like it was very one sided. Like you can tell that it kind of felt like it was one sided for Ivy and her career and her ambitions, and where it felt like it was just women. It just felt like it kind of goes along with this narrative of like women being more important and dominant and all that, and it felt like it was downplaying uplifting women and uplifting them in a good way, and sometimes uplifting them in a bad way. And it felt at certain times it felt discouraging, where it felt like it was just, oh, women are being held in a high standard, a high placement, while Theo, and in this case perspective, a lot of male dominant figures were pretty much being held into the back burner, being held by the wayside. And I really didn't like that about the film. Is I felt like tone, I felt like the overall the narrative and the tone and just the overall setting and the atmosphere and the vibe of it just didn't really work for me. So yeah, I was not a huge fan of the overall tone and the overall just the overall supporting characters of the film. Didn't really give as much time for me to really sit there and really breathe and really know what was happening and know what was going on. So that to me, I would say is a big letdown for me. So yeah, my overall summary of the film, while it does have a lot of really good moments from our main two supporting characters, and really has good comedy moments from one supporting character, but I feel like the whole main cast, the whole supporting characters didn't really have as much to do. I felt like the story felt decent at times, but then completely felt convoluted and conflicted and juvenile in some instances. And I felt like it was propelling a lot of just women empowerment, women being so higher up in a high standard, and then while men are being like held in a different standard and held in a different way, back down in a different avenue. So yeah, it was a film that I would say I wouldn't go out and pay money to see. I would just wait till streaming comes. But it has a lot of things as far as interesting dialogue that I would think you would definitely want to hear and check out if you get the chance to. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Roses, and the score is just a 2.5 out of 4 stars. I'll give it that. So yeah, tell me what you guys think about that down in the comment section. I got some more stuff to do. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Peace.